prices in crypto come down because people are selling. People are selling because they're taking profits. Why are they taking profits? Because they believe that the risk-reward ratio doesn't make sense anymore. That's what we're going to talk about. You need to understand this so that you don't find yourself holding the bag, as they say, and being someone else's exit liquidity, meaning someone else is selling, you're holding on, or you're buying when you shouldn't be. So we're going to talk about sell levels and why they're so important, give some past examples. Also, if you wait to the end, I'll give you some last advice, one more piece of advice at the end, and also listen to hear about my crypto school, because this is the kind of stuff we talk about every day. My disclaimer, I'm Brian, big dumb animal, don't do what I do, informational purposes only. If you would, please do like and subscribe. So let's talk about sort of the psychology of it, and then map it to some more pragmatic things like setting sell levels. I'm just going to give two examples of the past because a lot of people talk about these, and as well they should. This is, if you see here on the bottom, 2021, 22, 23. So 21, 22, this is the last run up in crypto. This is what we're currently waiting for. Prices are starting to move. We want to see our altcoins move. This is Solana. Now, Solana way down here at the beginning was, wow, like $2 and $3. But let's just say you got it up in this area when things started to move, right about $20. Had some sideways movement, shot up, sideways movement, shot up, and it got up to $240. 20 into 240 is 12. That's a 12x return. Now you look at that and everyone says, great, I can get a 12x return. Well, what are the odds that you're literally going to hold on to everything and know that you should sell here? Because look at this up and down. Look at this up and down. Look at this up and down and then down. Oh, look, another up, fake out, down. Another up, fake out, down. So you don't want to run through this and hold, and all of a sudden you're back down exactly where you started, because that happened to a lot of people. As an example with Solana, another popular one, ADA. These are weekly charts, by the way, just to make it easier to see. But down here it was around, wow, 20 cents or less. But if you got it at like 20 cents and it ran all the way up to almost $3, what's that, a 15x? That is substantial, but take a look at this. It runs up, it's got a sideways move. You see this a lot. It runs up and then it runs back down. 100% retracement. It retraces the entire thing. Sideways, it runs up again. How many people do you think when it got up here thought to themselves when it started to go down, that's fine. Let it go down 100% because it's going to rally back up. Look what it did here. Shot up, retraced 100, and then went higher. Shot up, retraces 100, it turns green and they go, great, it's going to go higher. And it didn't. It just kept going down. Okay, so I'm going to tell you that I can't pick a top. I've said before, I think I picked the top maybe once, picked the bottom maybe once, however many times. Total luck. Not in crypto, in stocks. The odds of picking it in anything are next to nothing. And if I give you an example right now, because Ethereum is starting to move, that's what we want to see before altcoins move. Now this goes back to 21, all the way to here. This is a weekly chart. We're seeing Ethereum move up. Its all-time high is this red line. Now, regardless of whether or not you believe these particular pricing points matter, let's just, for sake of argument, just say, okay, if we see it get up to this all-time high, it's around 100% of this fib line. Up here is around 6, that's about what, 4, I think it's like 4,700 was its high, something like that. Then around 6,800, 10,500, 14,000, 16,000. Okay. And you've probably heard there are quite a few people calling for 16,000. Personally, I'm not going to wait until 16,000 because it may never come, right? Just like we looked, if 16,000 was up here, it never got there and it retraced. So you're going to hold on to everything you have. If you've got 1,000 of a particular, let's say 100 of a particular token, sell levels, the idea is that you're going to sell it in chunks. And you're going to sell it based on what I said at the beginning of this. People are selling and taking profits because the risk-reward ratio. So, for example, if I'm looking at this 68.85 and I say to myself, well, I'll sell 10% of what I have. Actually, let's sell 10% at the all-time high. We don't know it's going to go any higher. And then maybe up here, I'll sell 20%, whatever the number is. And then maybe if it continues to run up, I'll sell some more. Now, the question is, as it goes up, the risk-reward ratio. Here's the risk-reward ratio. What do I think personally, and you as well, about hitting the all-time high of 4,700? Well, it's at 4,500. I would say there's a 95% chance it's going to hit that. So I'm going to wait. What about this level of 6,800? Wow, that's a big number. I'm going to say a 70% chance of that hitting. I don't really know if it's going to hit that or not. I'm going to say my risk says 70% chance. Okay, you probably get where this is going. Then we're getting up here to 10,500. I mean, my gosh, that is incredible. ETH has never been there. A million people will tell you reasons why it'll get there. What do I think the odds are that it'll get there? I'm going to say like a 30% chance. What about 15,000? Oh my goodness, I don't even know what to say. I'm sorry, 14,000 here. 10% chance? And then as I go up, I might say, well, what are my odds that I think it's going to get to 16,000? And I'm talking about in the next couple months. If we go into a bull run, maybe 6 months at the most. I'm not talking about the future. I am, but the short term in this particular bull run. So this is what people are looking at. It's not, and then they determine, well, what are they going to sell at each one of these levels? Now you can sell when things come back down. That's why you watch the total market, because when the total market turns, then you have to assume that your altcoins will start to turn. When a particular altcoin turns, you want to look at other things like the total market to validate, is this really a drop? If the whole market's still running and it starts to go up, maybe this drop, well, the whole market's still running. So maybe that's why it continued to go up. But if the entire market started to tank, then don't be surprised that this isn't going to rebound. So you've got to give yourself that risk reward. Make your sell levels, talk about how much you're going to sell at what price. So if I had 100 coins, I'd be selling 20 of them at the 6,800 because of the risk levels. I think there's only a 70% chance it's going to get here. But get here, I only think there's a 30% chance it's going to get up here. So maybe I'm actually selling something like 30%. And then as we go up, I'm selling less and less. Maybe that's another 30% up here. And then that's already 70. So then maybe we've got 20 here. And then we've got 10 there in terms of what we're selling. So that is what I wanted to point out today. It's a short video, but it's very important. You don't want to get caught up just waiting for that incredible top because someone told you it was going to go, this is ADA, all the way to $5. And you saw that on social media. So you're holding to get way up here and it never even gets close and you sold nothing. And here's what I want to say about that. I was talking to someone the other day that said to me that they had sold a particular crypto and they were upset because it went higher. And I said, well, did you make money? And they said, yeah. But they were legitimately upset. And I thought, why are you upset? That's a win. If you go out on a Friday night to play a football game, a soccer game, any sport that you like, let's say football, and you win the game, but you're upset because you won by 7 points. And you thought you were going to win by 21 points. Well, to me, a win is a win. If you take a profit, don't ever have any regrets. Say to yourself, I made a profit. Going higher was a risk. The odds of this getting to 16,000, it's way riskier taking that chance than to 6,800. Obviously, the higher it goes, the more capital needs to go in, the higher the market cap of that crypto, the less likely it is to peak. So the more it goes up, the more risk you're taking on. You will not hit a high. Just say that right now and make sure you take some profits along the way. We don't know how fast this is going to go. Do your due diligence now. Look at pricing levels, set some, think about the risk and how much you want to sell at each level, and then stick to that and don't get upset with a win. A profit is a profit. That's all you want to be able to do. And the last piece of advice is some advice my brother gave me, which I'm forever grateful for. He looked at me one day and he said, Brian, and don't ever forget this, you're not as dumb as you look. So tell yourself that every day and you'll make better decisions. Now listen to my school community. Hopefully it's something that will help you out. Have a good day. Love how I break things down? Then hop into my crypto school. You'll get step-by-step courses on everything. Buying, selling, staking for yield, borrowing, lending, even going fully debanked. Plus, join lively crypto chats and catch my daily market updates. And lastly, if you just want to help support the channel, there's a join button just below this video.